everybody, it's Anna here, and today I'm going to do a book haul. This is exciting. I've been waiting for it for about 3 weeks. I think it took about a week to get here, and then I was home for like a week and a half. So it was waiting on my doorstep, and I couldn't wait to see the books in it. So the first one, not from this package, that I got while I was home, is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. We've all heard about this book. We've all heard great things about this book. So it was a book of the month pick that my mom used her book of the month credit for. And then she gave me the book because she has 2 other books of the month that she has to catch up on. So she gave this to me to read before I go and see her next. So there's the first book. So the rest of these are from bookoutlet.com, which I just discovered. I usually go to a more local bookstore that resells books. And I believe they do something similar of like all these books I got were like on the clearance. So like they could have been used before, which is kind of how I prefer to buy books. And I think I got all of them for like $40. Does it have the price on here? No. But I got a lot of books, so I'm excited to show you. And this is my first time ordering from Book Outlet, so this is kind of a mini review as well of the condition of the books. But again, that doesn't really matter to me. I don't particularly care about the condition of the books or if there's highlights or anything like that. I generally don't read paperback books because I do think that they are kind of a waste of paper. I multitask reading a lot, so listening to an audiobook while working throughout the week. And that's one of my ways that I can get through so many books because, you know, work day is, 8 to 9 hours. And if I don't have a lot of meetings that day, I can get through a good book. So I don't buy many hardcover books, but I just got a new bookshelf that should be here on Thursday, and I'm filming this on Sunday, so I need to fill it up with things. And just like in general, I like to have some hardcover books to read, like when I'm at the beach, or not at the beach, I live in Kentucky, at the pool. Okay, so the first book that I just picked up, they're in no particular order, is In Paris with You by Clementine Beauvais. I can't pronounce it. One thing about me is I love Paris. I've been there multiple times. I love it every time. I wish I could move there. I attempted to learn French after I went there my first time, which was in between my sophomore and junior year of college. Then I kind of switched off and I wasn't thinking about it as much, and I got more into England. As you can kind of see the Union Jack above my bed back there. I still love England. It's I'm kind of done with America right now. It's probably a temporary phase, but we'll see. Anyway, so I just like searched Paris in like Book Outlet. So this was the first one. It's called In Paris with You. Time has found them far apart until they once meet again. And basically, I think it's the story about these 2 people, or I guess I can read. Eugene and Tatia could have fallen in love that summer if things had gone differently, if it had just been them and not the others. But summer ended and time tore them apart to leave separate lives until they meet once more in Paris. And then it goes on, and so it seems like a good, light-hearted love read based in Paris. So it's my favorite. It reminds me of Sex and the City too, kind of, where they'll always have Paris. The next one is another Paris book. It's called Parisian Charm School by Jamie Callan. French Secrets to Cultivating Love, Joy, and a Certain Je ne sais quoi. She's also the author of French Women Don't Sleep Alone. So I think this is kind of like a rural self-help kind of book, but in a more kind of like lighthearted, fun way. Definitely don't shy from self-help books at all. I have most of the hardcover books I have are self-help books, but it's just kind of like a fun book of, how to be a little bit more Parisian. The next book is The Food Therapist by Shira Linchensky. So I've had this book in my Amazon cart forever. I want to say since I was in Africa, I listened to the podcast with her on the That's a Retrograde podcast. So that must have been 2018, so about 2 years ago. And I could be wrong on that. But ever since I listened to that podcast, I really wanted this book, and I never really wanted to pay $18 or whatever the Amazon price was for it. I finally found it at Book Outlet for like $5. So it's kind of like a diet book, but not really a diet book. It's just how to make more thoughtful decisions with your food. And I will try to find the episode of the That's a Retrograde podcast with Shira on it, because it just seemed like a not extreme diet and more healthy mindset. Definitely, I don't know, it just seems better. And it's also a goop book, and I'm a gooper, I'll say that. So really excited that I finally had that book. I actually expected it to be bigger. I don't know why. Okay. The next book is Little Girls in Pretty Boxes by Joan Ryan. And I've wanted this book since I listened to the Refinery 29 podcast. What is their series called? I don't think they have it anymore, but I'll try to find it. And this is a pretty old book, and this is like the newer cover of it. I want to say it was originally published in the late 90s. If I could find the page, that would be great. Yeah, so it was originally published in hardcover in 1995, paperback in 1996, and then this is the reissue edition from 2018. And what's the new, okay, so I guess I'll tell you what the book is about. It's about, covers two sports, women's gymnastics and figure skating, which are my two favorite sports as a shorty. Those are the two sports if I wanted to go into the Olympics. It was like gymnastics, figure skating, or equestrian that like is appropriate for short people. So I always wanted to be, because you know, as a kid you obviously want to be an Olympian. But basically it goes into the private life of these gymnasts and figure skaters and how grueling it can be, and how you just picture gymnasts and figure skaters to be these little girls in tiny boxes like a ballerina. But it goes into injuries, goes into Bella Caroli's training center, and then this forward talks about Larry Nassar and kind of how you go into the abuse of gymnastics and figure skating. So I'm really interested. It is a longer book, but obviously a really important topic. And I'll try to link that podcast down below as well, because that talks a lot about it, and it talks not a lot about the Larry Nassar, but how he was able to do it for so long to these gymnasts, and it's really interesting. So I'm really excited to read this book. The next one we got is another Paris one, which is The Betancourt Affair. So this is a nonfiction actually, but it's based in Paris, and it was an NPR Best Book of 2017, which is when I graduated college, so I don't know if that's a vibe or whatever, but it's the world's richest women and the scandal that rocked Paris. So I actually didn't know about this scandal, and I'm guessing it's just because I was focused on, you know, graduating college, applying to grad school, deferring job offers, and, you know, living in my own little bubble at the time. But apparently this woman of the L'Oreal fortune and the 14th wealthiest person in the world has this huge scandal behind it. It goes into World War II secrets. Salvador Dali apparently is in it, and just like a really good drama, nonfiction drama. So I honestly feel like I'm totally left out of a lot of this drama, even though I'm like very into tabloids. Like I read at the end of last year, what's it, like My Friend Anna, about the girl who like scammed her friend. And I didn't know that was happening, and I didn't know this was happening, but I loved that book, not just because my name is Anna. And so yeah, The Betancourt Affair. Okay, so the next one is Howells, Moving Castle by Deanna Wayne Jones, and this is from a book club. Oh my god, what is the name of the book club? I'll put it on the screen or something. From 2 other booktubers. I only know one of them, or only follow one of them because I'm very new to this, but it was their book club pick. It was like a happy-go-lucky book. I have no idea what this is about, but it's a book club pick. And sorry, my screen went dead, so now we have weird lighting, but excited for that one. 3 more books here. We next have, this is called Conversations with Mary, Messages of Love, Healing, Hope, and Unity for Everyone by Anna Raimondi. Didn't know this was by an Anna. I love Annas, obviously. So I'm not going to talk much about this book. I don't really want to talk about religious books, but because I feel like that's very isolating and polarizing, but I did get this one. So we'll see how that is. This pile almost fell. Another religious book is Always Enough, Never Too Much, 100 Devotions to Quit Comparing, Stop Hiding, and Start Living Wild and Free by Jess Conley and Haley Morgan. I don't know these women, but I wanted to try something out. I've never been a devotional person. But then I got 100 Days to Brave, and I liked that book. And it's been way over 100 days since I finished that. So there was that. I think it was like $4, $3 or something. And then last but not least, empty box here, is I've been wanting this forever, and I really want to get the audiobook version of it. But it's Blue, The Color of Noise by Steve Aoki. Anybody who knows me knows I love EDM. I love documentaries about EDM. I basically love everything about it, and will defend it until the day I die. So I don't know if this is going to have anything different information than was in the Netflix documentary that I watched on him. But I love Steve Aoki's story. I think he's fun. I know a lot of DJs don't like him. I know there's the whole thing of, Carl Cox and USB DJs versus real DJs. I don't really get into that. I think they're both really great skill sets, and I think we all need to love DJs a little bit more, or not, so it can just be my own little thing. But yes, I was really excited when I saw he got a book out in October, and I kept putting off getting it because I really wanted to get the audiobook version, hoping he was going to narrate it. Still don't know if he did. I just haven't done it, and it wasn't expensive. I think this was probably the most expensive book I bought. So yeah, this was the last book I got. So with that, here are all the books I got from Book Outlet for like $45. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books, and they all look in like brand new condition. Again, I really only look on the clearance section unless there's like a specific book I'm looking for. So, and I think that it says some books might come in different orders, but I think I got all of them. And with that, here are all the total books that I got. So let me know if you like this video, if you want to see more. I don't know, I don't expect to go and buy a lot more books, so I don't know if that is feasible, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video.